Alright, what we're going to do today is in the basics. You know, you hear a lot of people teaching in other different arenas back to the basics, the fundamentals to hair cutting, you know, is where we're going to go here. We're just going to do a basic all even. You would be amazed how many people struggle, how many barbers struggle on just cutting a head of hair all even. I'm going to blame the schools first, because you guys with your license, not so much shame on you as it should be shame on them. The school should have took the time to teach it. It's okay though, because that's what Color Barbershop and Supply Store premier educational DVD series is about. Okay? So stay tuned, come into my world, and we're going to go hard on all even. Alright, so first up, first thing we're going to look at is an area of the head called a calic. Okay, can everybody say calic? Alright, basically that's the part of the head or section of the head that shows you the direction or grain of the hair. Grain meaning the direction in which the hair grows. Alright, now every person, unless they're just like not human or a cyborg or something to that effect, will have one. Okay, the ones that I kind of don't like is the people who have two. Okay, the ones that I rather not come around is the ones that have three. Okay, the ones that I can't stand and despise so much I couldn't begin to explain to you is the ones who got like 4, 5, 6. All right, but it's okay because I do understand how to cut them. Either just gonna go against the grain or with the grain. Now in my brain, what I'm thinking before I start cutting any hair is how am I going to be able to get this hair? Just say that we're going to take off half, relatively half. How am I going to get all this hair half off and yet even with no dark spots? Okay. So what I'm going to do is divide the head in sections. I'm going to go imaginary line down the center of the head is going to be the left side and the right side. Then I'm going to go ear to ear on the top portion of the head. And that's going to give me 4 quarters. Clean working area always help you do a nice, clean, neat job. We get rid of whatever we don't need, and we're going to go ahead and lay out what we are going to use. We don't need these guards here. We are going to need these here. I'm going to take myself a double-out guard made by Speedo Guide. All right, it's going to leave the hair at approximately 1/16 of an inch. Alright. What I'm going to do is just take my Andis Master clipper. I'm going to clip the guard on. You can see it's got a little handy dandy grip right there. And I'm going to flip the clipper all the way back, open to 5, opposed to closed. Alright. So that's our first move. Starting on the left side in quarters, we're going to cut in panels or section. That's going to be just as wide as the width of a clipper. Alright. And as you can see, it's actually picking the hair up and cutting the hair. Okay, the concept I'm using here is, as I'm just going in my rows, to make sure that we get every inch of the hair that needs cut. We're going to go 50% of the hair that's been cut and 50% of the hair that needs cut next door. Okay? So basically, the hair that we cut on the first strip is going to serve as our guideline. We're going to move the clipper over about half the distance to make sure we cover all the ground that's needed and make sure we don't miss no spots so you don't have any dark spots. Now, although I'm going to go through these 4 sections, what you'll see me do once I get through the 4 sections is check the whole head for dark spots and then go back and clean them up. But for right now, at least we'll get through our sections and save some time, alright? So we're just going to go. And you notice the position of the clipper. I'm just kind of getting into my work. So if you listen closely, you have some music that you can enjoy. And I'm just going to jump off into this all even and eventually the line. I'm not going to do as much talking. This time I want you to really focus on the clipper blade and how it's actually moving across the hair, and then more importantly the position of the clipper and how I'm holding it, how my hands are. You got a thumb on the top part of the clipper and you got about 3 if not all 4 of your fingers on the back half of the clipper, and you got yourself a brush or a comb in the other hand. So as I cut, I'm going to follow up with a brush. Okay, I'm cutting against the grain, I'm brushing back with the grain. Now notice, against the grain, if the hair grows this way opposed to straight down, if it's growing this way, what makes you think you should cut up? That's going to leave dark spots. Why don't we pay attention to the way it's growing and cut exactly against the grain so we can get a nice smooth flow there. See how the hair is nice and smooth? Okay, and if you can zero in a little closer, you can actually see the grain of his hair grows here, and it's actually turning off to the left for us. See how that works? Okay. So with that in mind, I'm going to turn my clipper slightly to the right, and as we climb uphill to the calic area, you'll see the clipper go back to its original position. All right, see how that works? Now I'm done with the side. I'm done with section number 1, 2, and 3 and the side portion of quarter number 4. So I'm home free now. Making sure we get the front part nice and even just so it matches the left side. Careful not to put too much pressure. You want the clipper to do the work. Another problem I see a lot of barbers is applying way too much pressure. And if I press the clipper into the customer's head with a lot more pressure than I would on the average, what you're going to see is you're going to have lighter spots. The more pressure, probably the more hair is going to cut off. So that's another thing you might want to just be mindful. Another thing, I'm going to make sure I clean off my blade, okay? Notice when I cut hair, the top of my blade and just beneath the clipper guard is going to fill up with hair, and we want to make sure we get off the excess of the hair. All right, so those are just a couple little tidbits, a couple little pointers that you'll see me use. A lot of the other barbers with a little more experience, opposed to some of the barbers who may just be coming out of school. So nice clean blade and nice smooth clean strokes is going to get you all even. And our next choice, our next weapon of choice will be the Andis Experience Line MGX clipper, or not to be MBX, excuse me, not to be confused with the MGX. The difference between the MBX and the MGX is your MBX is going to give you the option to change levels with the sidearm. It's going to adjust just like an open clipper master, give you a little less than a 16th of an inch cut. And then your MGX, same clipper, same model, same shape, except for the blade actually is a detachable blade. You're going to need different attachments to slide on that. All right, but never mind about the MGX. Here's our MBX. It's a motor-driven clipper. Motor-driven clippers that technology was created originally to give a smoother cut. So basically, just to smooth the top of his hair out and catch all the little edges. We're going to go around the head of hair in clockwise motion with the grain, and we're going to follow it up with a brush. So here's our motion here. With the grain, we're going to go from right to left, please. Okay, as you see some of the dark spots showing up here, I will just take a clipper over comb technique, pull the hair up, kind of a once over, similar to a once over shave. Any of the spots we miss, we're going to make sure we just pick up the hair. If it's showing up darker, it's longer, is the concept there. You just didn't get it the first trip, so you're just going to come over with a clipper and comb. Usually one time around the head, you can pretty much get it. You just see wherever it's dark at, pick it up, cut the snip the edges, and move forward. This is a simple three-step process. You're going to want to say 3 shapes. We're going to teach you basic shapes. The shapes are a C shape, number one. Number one is a C shape, and it's going to sit right in front of the ear, from the corner of the temple here, down into a sideburn right in front of the ear. I'm going to do that by combing the hair out or brushing the hair out into the front of the face. And we're going to make ourselves a C shape. Right here I'm going to use an MBX, or excuse me, not MBX, but Styliner 3 or M3 trimmer, and we're just going to use the corner. The concept here is you got a T blade, which basically you got a left corner and a right corner. Those actually, once we turn the clipper on, is going to cut just about as close as a straight razor, give or take a couple hairs. So you want to be mindful of the fact that it's an extremely sharp tool. So we want to make sure that we're using little to no pressure, and just with the corner of the blade, we're going to give ourselves one dot. With the clippers, or excuse me, with the trimmers at 12 o'clock, we're going to drop them at 3 o'clock here. come up here.